Hello everybody and welcome to my first Let's Play video of Tigers on the Hunt, the ASL mod. I am very pleased to see this game and I'm very pleased to be able to play it. I have played Advanced Squad Leader for many years and I really love that game, so I'm very pleased to see a computerized version of it with a functioning AI. I never thought I would be able to see that. Well, it's not complete Advanced Squad Leader, of course. It's a much simpler game than that, and that is of course necessary for the AI to function properly. Yeah, so let's jump right into it. I have fired up the ASL scenario A, the Guards Counterattack, and let's see here. Scenario description, let me just read that up. Stalingrad, Russia, October 6, 42. By October 5th, the Germans had almost taken the key Dzerzhinsky tractor works. However, the fighting had been so heavy that the line troops occupying the surrounding area were exceptionally weak from the previous week's combat. At that point, the Russians counterattacked with their crack 37th Guards to break the ring of the Germans had thrown around the factory and reinforced the desperate defenders. Scenario length 5 game turns. We can see that up in the corner here. We are in turn 1 of 5. So basically I play the Russians. I choose to play as the attacker because I believe the AI is much better at defending than attacking. So I'll be the attacking Russians and I need to take some buildings. In the original Advanced Squad Leader scenario, the victory conditions are different than they are here. Let's take a look at them. That's the one here. So it's split up into major defeat, draw, minor victory, and major victory. And as the Russians, we are side B. So for a minor victory, we need 26 points. We currently have 16 because we control this amount of buildings, and so we need to take another 10 points off of the Germans. You can click you can click this button here to see all the victory locations, and we as the Russians need to take a lot of those. Let's just click that again, and as you can see, what I'm playing with here is the Advanced Squad Leader mod, which means the counters are the same as in ASL. And that's pretty neat. The game doesn't function exactly like ASL, but it's pretty close. So let's dive into it. So first off, we have the administrative segment, which corresponds to the rally phase in ASL, and most of the rally actions are actually automatic. So if you have like a broken unit and a leader, the leader will automatically try to rally that broken unit. If you have an unpossessed support weapon, the squad or the unit will automatically try to pick that support weapon up, and so forth. Right now this is turn 1, we don't have anything to do in the administrative segment, neither does the Germans. So we go straight to the fire segments, which correspond to the prep fire phase. So basically what we want to do here is we want to take this building down here in the south. What we have here is 2 elite squads. Down here we have another 2 with a 10-2 leader. The guy who designed the scenario picked the wrong leader. This is actually a partisan leader, but okay, that's a minor detail. We have 3 squads down here, another one here, 2 up here, and 2 here. So we have a lot of great units right here in this building, and we need to get across the road. Obviously that is the challenge. Up in this building we have a 9-1 leader with his first line squad and a medium machine gun. And then up here in the north we have first line squads. One there, another one here with a commissar, another squad there, another there, and 3 more over here. On the German side, facing us right down here, we have a squad with a first line squad with an LMG, a light machine gun. We have another 2 squads and a 9-1 leader in that building. In this building here we have the 9-2 leader with 3 squads and 2 light machine guns. This building over here we have a squad with an LMG, squad with LMG, squad, and a 8-0 leader. And then up in this building here we have a squad MMG, squad LMG, and then in the back here we have the squad with a heavy machine gun and a leader. We want to get out of this guy's sight as soon as possible. So what I want to do is I want to do some fire and movement. Let's see, I want to fire with these guys because they have a -2 modifier. That means it's easier to penetrate the building, which has usually a plus, I guess it's the same for this, for Tigers on the Hunt, +3. You get +3 terrain effect modifier for being in a stone building. And so this leader with a -2 modifier almost negates that effect. Now one thing I want to mention here first is that there is no such thing as multi-hex fire group in Tigers on the Hunt. That means we cannot fire group any of these guys. Only guys in the same hex can fire group. Okay, so I want to fire these guys. So what I do is, actually this is very neat. You can actually see which of the enemy units are in the line of sight, and that's actually very, very handy because there's no way to assess that or, you know, pull a thread, something like that. So that's very neat. We can fire at these 3 guys, and what you do is simply you choose the leader. We wanted the leader to direct, and then we choose both of the squads down here, and then we simply just right click on this unit here, and we had no effect. Okay, so these guys have fired, signified by the prep fire counters on these units. I want to try one more time. I want to try and fire these guys. So 3 squads fire on this guy, and this time also no effect. So really unlucky rolls here to begin with. Let's take these 2 guys as well. Take a shot at this guy here. Also no effect. So this is really starting badly. I guess I'm not gonna move across the road in this turn, so we might as well fire these guys as well. Fire them in here. Also no effect. So this is completely hopeless. No effect on any of the shots down here. This guy has a line of sight to the big stack down here, and that is a firefight I'm gonna lose because that's 3 squads plus 2 light machine guns against mine. So I'm actually gonna move out of this building. Up here I'm also gonna avoid the heavy machine gun, so I'm gonna move out of the way with these guys as well. Now these 3 guys, they may fire on the squad right here in front of them. Also no effect. Okay, am I gonna restart this? No, I'm not gonna restart this. So let's go to the movement segment. So now we're in the movement segment. After we fired, we can now move. Obviously we fired all these guys down here, so there's not much movement going on there. These guys are gonna assault move, so we choose the leader on the squad, and we pick assault move over here. When you assault move, you can only move 1 hex, but you will not catch a negative modifier from moving. Still, we will catch fire from up here, and from down here, and from down here. Also no effect. So they have now fired all the weapons up here. The light machine gun squad actually destroyed his own LMG, it looks like. But this medium machine gun here is still active. So what we want to do is we want to assault fire these guys, these guys back into this building. They will receive some fire from this squad. No effect either. There's been no effect whatsoever. This guy will also assault move back. This guy here will assault move forward. And these guys will not move. So that's my movement phase. Now we have defensive fire phase. The enemy will fire the units that has not already fired. Notice these guys disappeared. That's because we got Fog of War on, which is something you cannot have on the original board game. But that's pretty neat actually. Units disappear when you don't have line of sight to them. Also this guy down here disappeared. So anyway, let's see. Nothing happened either here. We just continue with the AI. No effect there either. This time we had the first effect of the game with the squad pinning my squad down here. And that's it for the defensive fire. Advancing fire, that means guys who have moved can now fire. I have only this guy, he might as well take a shot. We got no snipers in Tigers on the Hunt, which means you can fire any low shot that you want without any risk or penalty whatsoever. So the squad here with the leader will also take a shot here. I've had no effects whatsoever on any of my shots, and as we can see, these guys can actually see this guy. Still no effect. So that's pretty bad round of shooting. Next up we got the route segment. If I had any broken units, they could now route away. I don't have that. Neither does the Germans. So we'll go straight to the advance segment. I can now advance my units forward. And I'm gonna advance, let's see. I'm gonna advance these two first line squads up to the front. These guys up here are gonna stay back. And then we have a couple of squads here. One of them will advance in here. The other one will advance in here. This guy is pinned. So that's pretty much it. No close combat either, because there's no guys on top of each other. That brings us to the German turn 1, administrative segment, rally phase. Nothing happens, and nothing happens either. The pin just disappears. So it's now the fire segment of the Germans, and they start to fire on my guys in here with no effect. And then they fire up here. I got 3 squads there, no effect either. And then squad LMG in here, also no effect. Down here, 1 squad fires in there with no effect. And here we got the first effect, real effect of the game. Squad LMG fires on this squad and breaks them. They choose to fire on them again, but no additional effect. And that's it. Now the enemy will try to move. There was no movement from the Germans. Okay, so now we have defensive fire. We can now fire back. And of course we want to do that. We got 3 squads with a great leader in here. Take a shot at this guy. And he gets outright eliminated by that shot. That was pretty neat. Now these guys down here, we have 3 squads as well. Fire on this squad. No effect. And we got 3 squads in here. Fire on this guy. Breaks him. And we got 2 squads in here. Fire up here. No effect. The medium machine gun with the leader. Now let's fire these guys up here first. 3 squads. Fire in there, breaks them. And then 3 squads here. Fire in there and pins these guys. That means the lead on the squad here will take a shot at this one. And no effect. And that concludes my defensive fire. Advancing fire. There will be no advancing fire because nobody has moved. German route. Let's see. Doesn't seem to have routed. These guys are still there. These guys are still there. I have a route. This guy. He can route back here, where he will take an interdiction shot, reducing him, and then back to this building here. That was unnecessary actually. Advance segment for the Germans. Let's see if they advance forward. No advance at all. No close combat, and that takes us to turn 2. Turn 2. Now we want to do some fire and movement down here. That we've destroyed 1 guy, and we've broken a couple of other guys. Now I have nothing to do in my administrative segment other than trying to rally this guy. Apparently he cannot do that. He would have tried already, so I have nothing further. He just loses the DM status, so does the Germans. Let's see. Okay, so fire segment. Remember, we still have the medium machine gun over here, which can fire down the road. I want to cross this road now. It would be beneficial if we could break or pin this squad up here, because he covers the road down this way. So what I'm gonna try here is I'm gonna try and take a shot with these two guys. Let's see if I can break this guy. I did pin him. That's not too bad. I'll also use the squadron medium machine gun over here and take another shot in there. It's still pinned. These guys up here are probably not going to move anyway, so they might as well. Just take a shot at this guy. DMs him again, and then with these three, take a shot at this squad. Pins him. Alright, so now we're going to move with these guys down here. So we go to the movement segment, and we want to force this guy to take a shot first. So we'll take one squad and moves it, assault moves it out into the open. He will receive some fire from the squad LMG up here that is pinned, and he survives that. Now this little marker you can see here is residual firepower. That means if you go into this hex again now, you will receive fire because it's already been fired on that hex. We don't want to go in there though. What we want to do is we want to take one of these guys and we want to move him straight up. First in here. And for some reason he still had rate of fire. Yeah, he probably had rate of fire with the machine gun. So, yeah, that's pretty bad. So he broke. But it's okay, I got plenty of squads. And there's no residual fire in there, so we'll just pick another one. And he will go in here and he will receive fire from the squad. I will also leave residual firepower in there, but we don't really care about that. He's got final fire. That means these guys can now move straight up in there. Take the residual fire. One more. So that means we now have 3 full squads in this position. And I might want to move this guy around actually. Let's see, he's got guys up here. They can fire down this way. With a little luck, I can go here and then come across to this hex without this guy being able to take a shot. I'm not certain though. There may be a line of sight from that. Let's take... No, there's no need. There's no need to do that actually. What we want to do is we want to assault move these guys forward into the open. Same goes for this guy. And then we'll bring this guy up there as well. There's a stacking limit of 3 squads, and it's not like ASL. In ASL you can overstack and you get penalties for overstacking. But in Tigers to the Hunt you cannot overstack at all. So for example, I have 3 squads in here. That's the maximum number of squads you can have in a hex. You can see that actually if I move this guy. Regular move. You can see that this hex here is not white. That means I cannot go in there because there's already 3 squads in there. So I'm not allowed to go in there at all. So now we have 3 squads up here and 3 squads up here. And we still have 1 squad left. So I think what I want to do is I want to move the leader, regular move, in here, and then we'll simply move this guy up here into this hex here. And these guys will stay put, I think, for now. So that was my movement. Now we go to defensive fire. Defensive fire up here, no effect. And that's all there was. Advancing fire, now I can fire again. Of course we want to fire these 3 squads that have just moved. And they can now fire into this hex, breaking this guy. That's perfect. We don't want to fire on the leader, because we just want to jump him and take him out in close combat. Let's see. What do we want to do? This guy is only pinned, so I might as well just take a low chance shot up here. Nothing happens. Same goes for this guy. Low chance shot, nothing. And then we have 3 squads with the leader here. They can fire long range up here. This guy will probably try to route away, so I wanna shoot at that guy, maybe decimate him. He's been casualty reduced to a half squad now. That was the advanced segment. Oh, sorry, advancing fire. Now route. My route first. I got one guy here. And let's see. He can just go into this building and stay there. Germans will also route. As we can see, this guy routes out here. I do believe I could interdict this guy. No units can be interdicted in the current target hex. Or maybe he low crawled. Yes, the guy low crawled into the open, and the way the rules work here is that then you cannot interdict if you low crawl, no matter what. This guy though moves further away. Who should be able to see that guy? I don't think anybody can. So let's just continue. Alright. The AI is done routing, now I can advance. So let's advance this guy into the building right here. Now these guys are visible again. Do we want to get the leader in here? I think so. Yeah, so get all of these guys on top of the German leader, and we have close combat situation. And these 3 guys will go in here. So now I have almost all of this building. These guys will stay put. These guys will stay put. These guys up here will also stay put. So that was the advance. Now comes the close combat. And we can see that the lieutenant has been eliminated. So we killed the German leader in there. And that pretty much concludes turn 2. Administrative segment. And let's put a break in here, guys, and I will be back with the rest of this scenario. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.